Reenactment of the signing of the Texas Declaration of Independence.
The convention met pursuant to adjournment. Mr. Childress from the committee reported a Declaration of Independence, which he read in his place. It was received by the House, committed to a committee of the whole, reported without amendment, and unanimously adopted in less than an hour from its first and only reading. The only speech made upon it was a somewhat declamatory address by General Houston.
The convention is now assembled on March 7th.
Yes, the Declaration Committee does have their report ready to be read for the House.
Surveyors over there. There's a lot going on. It's a festival for the independence of Texas, Washington, Nebraska.
Now read the draft, what was drafted last night. When a government has ceased to protect the lives, liberty, and property of the people from whom its legitimate powers are derived, and for the advancement of whose happiness it was instituted, and so far from being a guarantee for the enjoyment of those inestimable and inalienable rights, becomes an instrument in the hands of evil rulers for their oppression, when the federal republican constitution of their country, which they have sworn to support, no longer has a substantial existence, and the whole nature of their government has been forcibly exchanged without their consent from a restricted federative republic composed of sovereign states to a consolidated, central, military despotism in which every interest is disregarded but that of the army and the priesthood, both eternal enemies of civil liberty, the ever-ready minions of power, and the usual instruments of tyrants. When, long after the spirit of the Constitution has departed, is at length so far lost by those in power that even the semblance of freedom is removed, and the forms themselves of the Constitution discontinue, and so far from their petition and remonstrances regarded, the agents who bear them are thrown into dungeons, and mercenary armies sent forth to force a new government upon them at the point of the bayonet. When, in consequence of such acts of malfeasance and abdication on the part of the government, anarchy prevails and civil society is dissolved into its original elements, in such a crisis, the first law